If you're new to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button and also hit the bell as well for new videos every day, every week.
What's going on, all my fellow Joy-Con boys and girls? This is your boy, Nintendo Logan. We're once again back at it again here, with yet again another stream for you guys here. And once again, as always, happy Friday to everybody watching the stream right now. No matter if you're watching this live right now, or if you're watching this later on the replay as well. And yeah, and as you guys already know, because it is Friday, we are going to to do another episode of our Friday morning show that we do every single Friday at 9:30 AM Eastern and 6:30 AM Pacific Time, recapping all the latest Nintendo news from the past week with the Nintendo News Roundup once again. And this is episode 70 of this morning's show once again. Still can't even believe, I know I said this probably almost every single episode of Nintendo News Roundup lately. I cannot believe we've been doing this for 70 episodes, and we got a jam-packed show once again for you guys here. With all the news that we're pretty much going to be discussing in today's episode of, once again, of Nintendo News Roundup. So hope you guys are excited about it once again, and what is up to everybody tuning in right now, no matter if you're watching live right now, or if you're watching this later on the replay as well. And if you guys are definitely excited about today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup, make sure you guys definitely smash that like button if you're just coming to the stream right now, and if you have not already. And plus, if you guys are brand new to our YouTube channel, make sure you guys, as always, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure you guys turn on all notifications to never send more upcoming episodes of Nintendo News Roundup, and also keep up to date on more upcoming Nintendo and Nintendo Switch 2 content next time in the near future. And also, right after the stream at 10:30 AM Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be doing the next episode of our Mario Kart World Series, unlocking every single character outfit, so make sure you guys do stay tuned for that. Right after this stream wraps up at 10:30 AM Eastern Standard Time. And also, later on this evening, at 4 PM Eastern Standard Time as well, we're going to be doing some more Switch gaming with you guys, later on today at, later on this evening, so, or this afternoon, or whatever time zone you guys are in, but make sure you guys also do stay tuned for that. And also, later on tonight, I know we got the Splatoon 3 Summer Night Splatfest going on tonight. I might possibly see if I'm able to stream that tonight. It just depends on when I get home, because I'm going to be out later on this evening, so, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to make it home in time for to be able to stream the Splatfest once again later on. But I will definitely keep you guys updated if any of that does happen, actually. So, plus, if you guys are not yet subscribed to the Nintendo Loaded Clips channel, Logan's Pokemon TV Series Review, the main Ultra Joy-Con Game channel, plus Ultra Joy-Con Game Live, some of those channel links will be in the description below, as well as on the main page of our YouTube channel. And if you also want to get some info on how to join our amazing Discord community, that info will also be in the description below as well. If you want to get some info on how to join our Discord server, if you guys have not yet joined it, and as always, still want to become a member in there as always. But if you do not do any of that stuff, and do not hit that like button either, because I know it's starting to count down, some of y'all were definitely tripping with that like button. But if you guys are not doing any of that stuff, and like I said, do not hit the like button either, once again, Rachel V's will come out here and say, what's wrong with you? And some of y'all do not do any of that following stuff that I just mentioned to you guys and whatnot. But, anyways, I think I've rambled enough here, so I know we should go ahead and get started with all the news topics for today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup. And like I said, we got a lot of great news topics, and great and very interesting news topics we're going to be discussing during today's episode of the show once again, so buckle up here. And so, we're going to be kicking it off with our first news item about the show here. And we already kind of talked about this in a video, but we'll obviously kind of mention this to you guys once again. There is apparently a leak in terms of the N64 Switch Online service, where apparently there has been a bunch of games that Nintendo themselves obviously has leaked out themselves, actually, which definitely wasn't really intentional on Nintendo's end, especially. But like I already mentioned before, we already kind of covered this in a video that, like I said, I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention again. So apparently the games that are kind of leaked out, or the game you guys are seeing right now on your screen, and this is one of the most highly anticipated games that I definitely do want to see on the NSO service, pretty much specifically for N64. That being the original Super Smash Brothers. Now, honestly, this has been the only Smash Brothers game I've never played before, and I've been saying this a lot. Nintendo better bring this game over to NSO, because just imagine how much people will be on that NSO subscription service if Smash 64 would actually come to the NSO service. There will be so many people, there will be so much more people getting on this, and people will just go absolutely insane for it, especially myself as well. But let's get into the information about this right now, and I'm going to pull out the actual tweet. I forgot to actually pull out the actual tweet, showing you guys some of the tweets that actually come alongside with this information. But after I read the article here, I will try to see if I can maybe pull up the tweet for you guys here, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of what's actually going on here with this. So this information is coming from NintendoEverything.com, and this is the information that we have for all these N64 NSO games that are going to leaked out by Nintendo themselves. And so this is what the article says here. After a bit of digging, some fans are convinced that Nintendo is hunting potential N64 games for Switch Online, including Super Smash Bros. 64. The video actually isn't new, having been released at the very end of May, but for one reason or another, fans started to take a closer look at segments of footage that are blurred out. Comparisons have been made to box arts and how they line up. Aside from Smash Brothers, the trailer is supposedly hiding Donkey Kong 64, Glover, and Forsaken as well. You can check out the trailer for yourself on the actual article because I have a link to the trailer. The important moment comes, and at the 40-second mark, since the settings menu is pulled up, the main menu with the box arts is blurred. This is where the comparisons come in. And so yeah, apparently someone on Twitter or X was able to pause that trailer at the 40-minute mark, and has noticed a very interesting thing that's happened with the NSO stuff and whatnot. And let me see if I can maybe pull it up for you guys right here, just so you guys can get a bit of a better idea of what I actually mean by this. So give me 1 second here, guys. I'm gonna try to see if I can find the the official tweet here. I mean, we're doing it live right here, folks. All right, if we find the X user. I'm going to already mention talk about this in the video as well, which you guys should never go check that out because we go a little bit more in depth about this in our video on this. All right, so here's the post right here. So this is coming from Ryza Cooney, VTuber on X, and they were the ones that also basically found out all these different games that were like blurred out in this same trailer. And so this is what the tweet says here, and I quote: "I started hunting on my Discord for what games Nintendo accidentally spoiled with the May NSO update video, and this is what we have so far. Still trying to compare box arts, but this is what we have so far." And so, as y'all can see here, these are some of the screenshots that we have here. This is the one specifically that we were talking about, that the article was talking about. So they took this trailer, paused out the 40-second mark, and they compared some of these box arts to what was blurred out here on the image. And this is what it looks like blurred. And then this is what they actually found. So you have Donkey Kong 64. Then we have also this game right here. We have Glover, and then Smash Bros. 64. So who knows? Maybe these games could possibly come to NSO a lot sooner rather than later. And like I mentioned before, with Smash 64, I hope it's finally time for Nintendo to finally at last add specifically Smash Bros. 64 to the NSO service. Because that is the one N64 game for the N64 Switch Online service that I definitely still do want to see to this very day. And I still don't know why it's not happened to this day. Now, honestly, if Smash 64 if it actually does end up coming to NSO, then hopefully that does mean for GameCube NSO specifically, we could possibly get Smash Bros. Melee on there as well. I mean, time will definitely tell, and whenever Nintendo makes the official announcement, you already know I'm definitely gonna be talking about this a lot and rambling on this and whatnot, and playing it a whole ton during streams and all. So, well, yeah, what do you guys think about this potential leak from Nintendo leaking out some brand new N64 games thanks to that brand new trailer? And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And once again, I'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this. Now, so far, this is a leak / rumor, so definitely do take this in a huge struggle to solve because we don't know, we don't have, as of right now, we don't have any official confirmation if this actually will end up happening. I mean, even though Nintendo leaked it out, I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, but Nintendo leaked it out, it's obviously going to happen." But again, wait until Nintendo officially says something here. Don't be jumping to conclusions until Nintendo officially says something about it. But anyways, we're going to go and move on to our next news item right now. And this is the next news item. It's actually something else we actually talked about as of yesterday, in yesterday's video we uploaded, about the Nintendo Switch game vouchers. And this is some pretty unfortunate news that is happening in terms of the Switch game vouchers and whatnot. And like I mentioned in that video, I really never used the game vouchers that much, so this really isn't really that much of a big deal for me. But for those of you who have been using the game vouchers for the Switch, this is pretty unfortunate news for you guys. And this article was coming from NintendoEverything.com, and this is the information that we have for the game vouchers officially getting discontinued. And so, this is what the article says here. Nintendo's Switch Game Vouchers program is officially coming to an end. A notice about the discontinuation was posted on the official support page. On January 30th, 2026, that is when the game vouchers are going to get discontinued. Nintendo Switch owners will not be able to purchase game vouchers. Vouchers expire 12 months after they were bought, so there aren't any changes there. Nintendo didn't elaborate on why the movie is being made. And the article continues. Nintendo Switch game vouchers allow fans to save on games if they were a Switch Online member. Essentially, it's possible to pick up 2 titles digitally for $100. We have previously heard that the Nintendo Switch Game Vouchers program was going to extend the Switch 2 once that news was made known. Perhaps the writing on the wall that wouldn't last much longer. This is the second cost-saving initiative that Nintendo is pulling the plug on. Previously, Gold Points were discontinued on My Nintendo, which was a way for consumers to save a bit on Nintendo eShop purchases. And you can read more about that on the article itself once again. So, yeah, it's pretty unfortunate that, Nintendo's doing this kind of stuff. And ever since they confirmed that, the game vouchers weren't going to be compatible on Switch 2, that never did mean that Nintendo was starting to phase out the game vouchers for the Switch, like, very slowly but surely. But now it looks like it's now officially confirmed from Nintendo themselves that starting on January 30th, 2026, you will no longer be able to have purchase any game vouchers on your Switch. And obviously for the Switch 2, because Switch 2 doesn't have compatibility with these here. So, it does suck, honestly, but, it is what it is, honestly. And maybe someday Nintendo might actually, maybe find an alternative for this, possibly, but we never know, honestly, with Nintendo. Maybe they might do it, they might not do it, or who even knows, honestly. But what do you guys think about the discontinuation of the Nintendo Switch game vouchers? And let me know if you guys have also been using these, and are you guys sad that these game vouchers are going away? And if you guys have any thoughts about this, let me know your thoughts once again in the comment section down below. And once again, I'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this. And alright, our next news item is, we have yet another update for Nintendo Music, and if you guys are as always wondering what the brand new games are going to be for the Nintendo Music app, and this one is a pretty interesting one, because I believe the original version of this game was already on the Nintendo Music app. I could be completely wrong, but I haven't really tried the Nintendo Music app in such a long time. But the game that has just been added to Nintendo Music this week is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D, and this is obviously the 3DS version of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time from the N64. So, yeah, this is the brand new game that just got added to Nintendo Music. So, if you guys have not yet downloaded the Nintendo Music app to listen to any soundtracks from Ocarina of Time 3D, make sure you guys ever do download the Nintendo Music app, only if you're a Nintendo Switch Online member. I keep meaning to say that every single time. But if you're a Nintendo Switch Online member, then you will be able to purchase the Nintendo Music app on your mobile device and listen to any soundtracks from this game. Now, obviously, it's probably going to be the same music from the N64 version, because, obviously this game is basically a remake of the original game from that console, so the soundtracks might still sound the same. There might be some new ones in there. I'm not 100% sure, once again, because I've never played Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, even the N64 one as well, which I still gotta get on that, though, do a full playthrough of that in the future. But yeah, what do you guys think about Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D being our next game that just got added to Nintendo Music? And let me know, as always, if you guys have been listening to any soundtracks from this game on the Nintendo Music app. And if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And alright, next news item. And this one is a pretty interesting one related to DK Bonanza. Well, actually, by the time I'm recording this, the game will be officially releasing next Thursday. So make sure you guys stay tuned next Thursday, where we're going to be doing a full playthrough of DK Bonanza, kicking off next week, right here on YouTube. So, highly recommend if you guys have not yet already, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel, and make sure you guys have your notifications on, so you guys will miss out on the first ever episode of our brand new DK Bonanza series coming up here starting next Thursday, when the game officially launches on the Switch 2. But there's actually some pretty interesting information about this, and this kind of reminds me of we might have covered this before in a other episode of Nintendo News Roundup, or we might have not have. But apparently Mario Kart World, Nintendo officially said that Mario Kart World was originally supposed to be a Switch 1 title, but, oh, hold on. Alright, sorry about that, but, oh god. Alright, sorry about that, guys. There was, but anyways, so basically, as I was saying before, Mario Kart World was originally supposed to be a Switch 1 title, but it looks like now, Nintendo's also confirmed that DK Bonanza was also originally supposed to be a Switch 1 game, which, honestly, for myself personally, if DK Bonanza ended up being the Switch 1 game, especially with all the stuff that we've seen from what we've seen from this game so far, especially with the destructible environments and all that, the Switch 1 would obviously not be able to handle any of that stuff with, like the breaking of the environment and all the other stuff that's going on in this game. So it does make sense that, Nintendo decided to move this game over to the Switch 2 because of, like you're saying, destructible environments. Because, just imagine this game trying to run on Switch 1 with all that stuff. There will be so many frame rate dips, and the game will possibly run at a lower resolution. And the frame rate will probably go like crazy, though. Probably like 20 to 10 FPS, possibly. But let's dive into a bit more information about this. And this, once again, is kind of a NintendoEverything.com. And this is the information that we have for this here. And so, this is what the article says about this information. Donkey Kong Bonanza is continuing the trend we've been seeing as of late. With that, while it's coming to Nintendo Switch 2, it was originally planned for Switch 1. That news comes from Kenta Matokura, the game's producer. He said that it was always the plan to use voxel tech and consider lots of different ideas for applications that... Oh, hold on. Alright guys, sorry about that. I'm sorry I keep getting interrupted, but anyways, back to what I was saying here. However, when Nintendo Switch 2 started to become a reality, the team realized that the best implementation of these ideas and technology would be on Nintendo Switch 2. During the Kazuya Takahashi chimed in on this as well, telling IGN, and I'm guessing this is what they were pretty much saying about this. So this is what they told IGN about this, and I quote, And when I was previously talking about the importance of the continuity of destruction, that was something that we can expand on and have a longer continuation or continuous play experience with that kind of concept on Nintendo Switch 2. So this allowed us to engage in creating really extremely rich variety of materials and very large-scale changes in the environment and on that new hardware. And when destruction is your core gameplay, one really important moment that we wanted to preserve was when a player looks at a part of the terrain and thinks, "Can I break this?" Because that creates a very important surprise that has a lot of impact for them. And this was something that was best done on Switch 2. But it's not really even just the processing power of the Switch 2 that I think attracted us and gave us some interesting possibilities. There was also the device itself that offered things like mouse control, which you can use in co-op play for a second player to control Pauline's vocal blasts or DK Artist, a mode where you can scroll the large set of voxels. This is the third time we're hearing about a Nintendo-published Switch 2 game that was originally slated for the original Switch. Mario Kart World and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment were the two other projects. You can read more about them in the actual article itself once again. Yeah, I really didn't know that Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment was originally supposed to also be a Switch 1 game as well. Apparently, yeah, I heard that with Mario Kart World, and especially now with DK Bonanza, but for Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, that's actually pretty interesting. So, once again, very interesting once again what they have to say about DK Bonanza originally being a Switch 1 game. And like I mentioned before, we can all just think about it right now. How DK Bonanza, if this actually was on the Switch 1 with the environmental braking stuff and all. Thinking about how much that would affect the frame rate on the Switch 1. Switch 1, like I said before, will not be able to handle any of that stuff, and thankfully with the Switch 2 hardware, it's able to run it like a lot better, especially at a smooth 60 frames per second as well. But yeah, but what do you guys think about this information that was shared about DK Bonanza originally being the Switch 1 game, and what they pretty much said with IGN? And if you guys have any thoughts about this once again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and once again, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this. And alright, the next news item, we have a brand new update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on the Nintendo Switch 1 and also on the Switch 2 as well. Depending on when you're actually playing Clubhouse Games, either on Switch 1 or Switch 2. There is apparently a new update alpha right now, which is version 2.0.1. And I'm going to, as I always say, with these updates, if you guys have not yet updated Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on either your Switch 1 or your Switch 2, I recommend you guys have to do that. Excuse me. I had to sneeze right there a little bit. But let's get into the information about this right now, about Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, getting a brand new update with version 2.0.1. And this, once again, is coming from NintendoEverything.com, and this is the information that we have for this here. And so, this is what the article says about this. Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics has received another update following its enhancements on Switch 2. We all know Nintendo loves their stability patches, and this update seems to follow suit. And here's the official patch notes for this brand new update. Several issues have been addressed to improve the gameplay experience. Note, update data that supports the above content has also been distributed for Clubhouse Games, the Clubhouse Games Guest Pass as version 2.0.1. Various Nintendo Switch games have received free enhancements on Switch 2, and like it's saying, you can read it on the article for yourself there. So yeah, once again, nothing really too new with this update. It's just another stability update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on both Switch 1 and also on the Switch 2. So, nothing really more to say about this, and like I just said, if you guys have not yet updated this game to the latest update with version 2.0.1, like I said, make you guys ever do update it to this latest version of this game once again, if you guys have not yet already. But what do you guys think about this brand new update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics? And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts as always in the comment section down below once again, and would still love to hear your thoughts on this once again. And alright, the next news item, this also is some pretty interesting news, as we have the top 15 European eShop downloads for June 2025, which is probably I guess like including some the Switch 2 launch titles with Mario Kart World and all the other games that previously came out for the Switch 2 back last month during June 2025. And I read through some of this list, and this is actually pretty interesting with the list of not only Switch 1 but also Switch 2 games that were in the top 15 European eShop downloads for, like I said, June 2025, specifically for Europe. And so this once again is coming from NintendoEverything.com, and this is the information that we have for this here, and all the games that they listed for the top 15 European eShop downloads. And so this is what it says here. In a recent news post sent out to Switch owners, Nintendo provided a listing of the top 15 European eShop downloads for June 2025. As Switch 2 makes its debut, it's Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour at the very top. That's actually interesting now that Switch 2 Welcome Tour is right up there at the top. Right behind it is Fast Fusion, which is only available digitally. Mario Kart World settles for third. The full lineup for Europe's top 15 downloads on the Nintendo Switch eShop for June 2025 is as follows. And yeah, some of the list of games that are in the top 15. So we're going to start from the bottom and go from the top. From top of the bottom, or bottom to top, and read all the games that we have here. So at number 15, we have Super Mario Bros. Wonder. At number 14, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. 13, Minecraft. At number 12, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Number 11, Street Fighter 6. Let's go, baby. Street Fighter 6 got up there. At number 10, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Number 9, Super Mario Party Jamboree. Number 8, Split Fiction. Number 7, Nintendo Switch Sports. At number 6, Cyberpunk 2077. Now, number 5, Deltarune. Number 4, Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. And at number 3, Mario Kart World. Number 2, Fast Fusion. And at number 1, the Roundup, the top 15, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Once again, I really didn't expect this. I didn't really expect Switch 2 Welcome Tour to be at number 1 on the European eShop downloads. Now, I know I made fun of this game a lot, saying that this game wasn't really worth it for being like $10 because it's pretty much a tech demo, obviously. But I still want to congratulate Switch 2 Welcome Tour for being at the number 1 spot for the like I keep saying, top 15 European eShop downloads. With Fast Fusion and Mario Kart World in the top 3, which is not that bad, honestly. With the lineup here that we have. But what do you guys think about the top 15 European eShop downloads for June 2025, specifically for Europe? With pretty much a number one being Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, and a number 2 Fast Fusion, and a number 3 with Mario Kart World. And if you guys have any thoughts about any of that, let me know your thoughts as always in the comment section down below. And once again, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this. And alright, the next news item, and I really don't know if I wanted to include this here, but I definitely had to because, you guys already obviously know, we're going to be probably playing this a lot. We're probably going to be playing this game a lot on future streams in the future. We have some news regarding NBA 2K26, pretty much specifically the Nintendo Switch 2 version of this game. And as we obviously know, this game is obviously going to be coming to the Switch 2 because they even confirmed it during the Switch 2 Direct back in April that NBA 2K was going to be making its way to the Switch 2. But now we have official information about what we can expect for the Switch 2 version of NBA 2K26, as well as the release date for this game. And this one, once again, is coming from NintendoEverything.com, and this is the information that we have for this year. And so, this is the information that we have for NBA 2K26 on the Switch 2. And so, this one it says here, we now have confirmation that a Nintendo Switch version is happening as well. Well, pretty much we're talking about the Switch 1 version of NBA 2K26. But obviously we care about the Switch 2 version, like I keep saying. The game launches on September 5th, 2025. So that's when the game will be officially releasing on the Switch 2, as well as all the other platforms. And speaking of that, we actually do have more information and an overview of the game, because apparently it looks like the Switch 2 version of NBA 2K26 is going to be the same version as the PlayStation and Xbox versions of NBA 2K26. And so this is what the overview says about the game. In NBA 2K26, bragging rights are on the line in every mode. With all new Pro Play features, players on Gen 9 will experience the immersive technology like never before. As they feel connected to every dribble and crossover with revamped size-ups and experience fast-paced dynamic movement, fans can build up a transcendent My Player as they strive to reach the pinnacle of NBA stardom and a reimagined My Career journey and team up with friends to battle rival squads in a fresh and more optimized city. My team in NBA 2K26 will put past the present legends to the test in a new single-player and multiplayer modes, while players can lead a franchise as a general manager in My NBA. With 30 unique storylines to win a championship, more details on NBA 2K26 will be shared in the coming weeks. And on the article itself, they also did post a trailer, which you guys already seen it right now, the trailer for NBA 2K26 that are playing right now. So, pretty great news once again. We now know that the Switch 2 versions of NBA 2K26 is going to be pretty much the same version as the PlayStation and Xbox. Because we've seen NBA 2K on the Switch 1 it technically would be the same game, but there would be a lot of features that were missing from pretty much the Switch 1 version of the previous NBA 2K games. So it's going to see that the Switch 2 version is going to get the same features that the other platforms are going to be getting as well. And of course, obviously, it's releasing in September, which, as I would say, always when NBA 2K always does release on not only the Switch and Switch 2, but also on the other consoles from the past. So what do you guys think about all the information that was shared about NBA 2K26, specifically on the Switch 2? And let me know if you guys are also going to be picking this up on the Switch 2, which, personally myself, I'm definitely going to be getting this, and we're going to be doing a lot of streams on this when it does come out on September 5th. And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about this, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and we'll still love to hear your thoughts on this once again. Alright, the next news item that we have here in this might be some pretty unfortunate news once again for some of you guys that are still looking for a Switch 2 once again. Apparently in Japan analysts are saying that the Switch 2 could be difficult to purchase until spring of 2026. And what they pretty much mean is that the stock for the Switch 2 has been, kind of in and out, where certain retailers will have them in stock, and then they want to, sometimes some retailers won't have them in stock, and then sometimes they really won't have them in stock, and they will pretty much be sold out at some retailers. So it looks like as of right now, it looks like Japanese analysts are saying that the Switch 2 is going to be pretty much hard to find up until spring of 2026. Maybe when Nintendo has enough manufactured for some of the Switch 2 units and all that for different retailers. But this information is coming from mynintendonews.com, and this is the information that we have for this here. And this is what the information says about this. Japanese news site The Nikkei is reporting that analysts are not expecting the Switch 2 to become very easy to purchase until at least the spring of next year. Demand for Nintendo's latest hardware remains especially high in the land of the rising sun, and analysts aren't expecting the stock situation to get much better in the foreseeable future. Nintendo President Satoru Furukawa says that the company is in the process of working to strengthen our production system so that we can flexibly respond to the demand. Yeah, once again, really unfortunate for you guys that are still trying to look for a Switch 2. It doesn't look like it's going to take from right now until spring of 2026 for, Switch 2 units to be on the market for a short period of time, because, as I've been saying a lot, the Switch 2 is still in very much high demand, and we can definitely see that with the stock information for the Switch 2 and all that with these different retailers. So, yeah, once again, it is going to be pretty hard to find the system until Nintendo manufactures more systems and releases them in different retailers until spring of 2026, it looks like. So, yeah, what do you guys think about this information right here? And let me know if you guys are also still trying to look for a Switch 2. If do you guys have any luck trying to find one, or you guys are still on the hunt for one as well? And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts again in the comment section down below. And would still love to hear your thoughts on this once again. And of course, obviously, for some of you guys that are still trying to look for a Switch 2, especially in this kind of situation that was mentioned in the article, still definitely do wish you guys the best of luck trying to get a Switch 2. And hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you guys. I'm really hoping that you guys are able to get one in the future. And alright, next news item. And I'm really hoping a specific person is watching this either live or later on the replay as well, because we're going to be talking about Mega Man. Finally got official information from Capcom about what's been happening with the Mega Man franchise. Because honestly, we have not seen a brand new Mega Man game since 2018. Well, pretty much this game you guys are seeing right now on the screen. This was the last Mega Man game that has ever released and has been missing in action ever since then, with Mega Man 11, which was again released all the way back in 2018. So it has been such a long time since we got a brand new Mega Man game, and a lot of us have been wondering what in the world has been going on with this franchise as of late. But we do have official information from Capcom that was pretty much mentioned during an investor Q&A with Capcom. And once again, this information is coming from NintendoEverything.com. And this is the information that we have for this here. And so this is what the article says about this. Mega Man has been missing in action for many years now, but Capcom apparently hasn't forgotten about the franchise. The company was recently asked about plans for the series during an investor Q&A. In response, the following was shared. The Mega Man series is one of our most important IPs, and we are continuously considering ways to develop it further. However, we do not have any additional information we could share at this time. Capcom was also asked about the expectations regarding revenue contributions of merchandise sales from the Mega Man series. The company said it sees a particularly high volume of inquiries about the franchise from overseas markets, and will continue to focus on expanding this business further. The last major Mega Man game was Mega Man 11 in 2018, which came to Nintendo Switch 1. Capcom has also dropped a few collections, including one for Mega Man Battle Network in 2023. If we're talking about new content, though, it's certainly been a while since the IP was given a brand new major title. So, yeah, Capcom actually does know about this, that, a lot of people have been mentioning the Mega Man franchise has been definitely missing in action for quite a long time. Like, in terms of brand new content, like, we've been seeing a bunch of other Mega Man stuff in the past with, like, the Mega Man games coming to like the Game Boy NSL and some of the collection, the Mega Man collections that I'm getting as well on the Switch, on the specifically the Switch 1. But in terms of brand new content though, and it's been such a long time, like I said, since 2018 with Mega Man 11, and I know a lot of Mega Man fans have been clamoring, absolutely clamoring, for hopefully a brand new Mega Man game here, hopefully pretty soon. Which what Capcom's saying is maybe they might have something up their sleeves behind the scenes that we really don't know about. But as they pretty much said there, they really don't have any plans about the foreseeable future of the Mega Man franchise as of right now. But we never know with these video game companies what they plan on behind the scenes that we really don't know about. But what do you guys think about what Capcom had to say about the Mega Man franchise and their plans with the franchise, what they said in their investor Q&A? And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts once again in the comment section down below. And we'll still love to hear your thoughts on this once again. And alright, the next news item, and this once again is a rumor, so, well, these next two news items are going to be rumors, so do take this with a huge truckload of salt once again, because, like I mentioned before earlier, we have absolutely no idea if this actually will end up happening or not. But the next news item is, we actually do have a rumor about what's been happening with the brand new Banjo-Kazooie game that has been in development at possibly at Microsoft and also at Rare. Apparently VGC has also been kind of getting on this new rumor as well, and it looks like, unfortunately, the brand new Banjo-Kazooie game that pretty much has been worked on, that has been what's it called, has been in development at Microsoft and Xbox. And it kind of looks like that might have gotten canceled, it looks like, from what I've been hearing, actually. And so this article is once again coming from MyNintendoNews.com, where it states, developers have started to pitch ideas for a brand new Banjo-Kazooie game at Xbox, which, we might have kind of heard about this originally before, but it looks like there was a rumor going around right now that the brand new Banjo-Kazooie game that we talked about before might have possibly ended up getting canceled, actually, which is pretty unfortunate, because just like with Mega Man, we have not seen a brand new Banjo-Kazooie game in quite a long time for Microsoft and Xbox. And from what we've been hearing from the situation with Xbox, especially with Microsoft, with all the hundreds and hundreds of layoffs that they've been doing and whatnot, I don't know what's going to happen with the Banjo-Kazooie franchise with Microsoft, especially with them possibly going third party, from what I basically been hearing behind the scenes from like different other YouTubers talking about this. Like, it would have been really nice if, like, you know, to give like the rights to Banjo-Kazooie and especially Rare back to Nintendo once again, because that's where Rare and Banjo-Kazooie originally started. It originally started with Nintendo. Who even knows honestly what's going to be going on with the Banjo-Kazooie franchise in the future? We might still possibly see a brand new game from Rare and also Microsoft, but at this point we have absolutely no idea, though. Especially with the possible rumor that the Banjo-Kazooie game, the brand new Banjo-Kazooie game that was being worked on behind the scenes, might have ended up getting canceled as well. But yeah, what do you guys think about this news and this possible rumor about the brand new Banjo-Kazooie game that we pretty much reported on before, possibly getting canceled and whatnot? And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, once again, let me know your thoughts as always in the comment section down below. And once again, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this once again. And alright, the next news item, and this once again is another rumor, and I know once again a specific person will be excited about this. There is also a rumor about a Shadow the Hedgehog TV spin-off series that possibly could be happening sometime in the future that is being in development at Paramount Pictures. And I feel like we might have talked about this before, but this basically just came back up once again in the news once again. And so this article once again is coming, and this information is coming from MyNintendoNews.com once again. And this is the information that we have about the possible rumor about a Shadow the Hedgehog spin-off series happening at Paramount Pictures. And so this is what the article says here with this information. The Sonic the Hedgehog movies and TV spin-offs have been big hits, and it seems that the next big thing coming from Paramount is a Shadow the Hedgehog spin-off series. And it's not entirely clear whether it's said to be a movie or a TV show, but either could work. Details are scarce on this one, but if it proves to be legitimate, then all should be revealed soon. So, yeah, honestly, no, if this actually were to end up happening with a Shadow the Hedgehog either movie or basically a spin-off series, and I just got an advertisement playing that, I definitely want to apologize about that. It would be pretty interesting if this actually does come into fruition, like sometime in the future, because we've already seen this. We've already kind of seen Paramount like kind of experiment with like other kind of spin-off like TV shows with like basically the TV show related to Knuckles. So we end up do getting one for Shadow the Hedgehog. It definitely won't make a lot of sense. Or if we end up getting like a Shadow the Hedgehog movie spin-off or something, because we haven't really seen like a Sonic the Hedgehog movie spin-off before with either Knuckles, or if the one that happens with Shadow. I honestly do think this will be a huge deal, like an absolutely huge deal. If once again we either get a Shadow the Hedgehog movie spin-off, like if it's a movie or if it's a TV show and whatnot. Either way, it would absolutely do like absolute game busters though, to be honest, if one of this does happen. But like I said before, this is so far just a rumor, so do take this in a huge truckload of salt, because again, we have absolutely no idea if this actually will end up happening and whatnot. But what do you guys think once again about this new rumor about a Shadow the Hedgehog spin-off of some sort happening at Paramount? And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And once again, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this once again. And alright guys, 2 more news items that we have here, our last 2 news items that we have, and these are basically just some updates for specific things that are happening right now at the moment. The first one is, just to let you guys know, just a bit of a heads up, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 is available now on the Nintendo Switch 2 and all the other platforms, which you can get it right now either physically or digitally, both at retailers and also on the Switch 2 eShop. And I think it's also available also on the Switch 1. I could be completely wrong, but I'm really specifically talking about the Switch 2 version of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, specifically on the Switch 2. Now, if you wanted to end up getting the physical version of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 on the Switch 2, unfortunately, I know a lot of people aren't really a fan of the game key cards. The physical version of this game is a game key card, but you can get this. You can still get this digitally on the Switch 2 eShop. That is, if some of you guys are interested in this. Now, honestly, I honestly did not get this game. I might think about getting it for Christmas, possibly, just to try it out. But as of right now, it's not really my thing. So as of right now, I'm just gonna be passing on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 on the Switch 2. But maybe I might possibly change my mind once again. Maybe I'll get this for Christmas or something. But who knows? Once again. Well, I just want to let you guys know once again that Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 is available right now on the Switch 2. And plus, all the other consoles and all that. And also, one more news item that we have here, and just another reminder, the Splatoon 3 Summerfest 2025 Splatfest will be officially going live tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific time, where the teams are going to be Land, Sea, and Air. And once again, those will be the teams that'll be going on for this year's Summer Night Splatfest in Splatoon 3. And like I said before, I will see if I can maybe stream this tonight, possibly. But once again, I have no idea if we're going to be able to be home in time to be able to stream this for you guys here, depending on when I actually get home tonight. But if I don't stream it tonight, then I will definitely stream this tomorrow for you guys. So, like I mentioned before, if you guys want to stay up to date on when we're going to be streaming this the Splatoon 3 Summer Night Splatfest, like always, make sure you guys once again have your notifications on, and make sure you guys subscribe to this channel so you guys don't miss out on when we do stream the Summer Night Splatfest and Splatoon 3 for 2025. And so yeah, guys, those are all the new news items that we have for this episode of Nintendo News Roundup. So real quick, we're gonna right now go to the chat, and we're gonna see what you guys think about all these different news topics that we pretty much discussed throughout the show here. So if you guys have any thoughts about all the different news topics we discussed throughout the show today, let me know your thoughts once again in the chat, because like I mentioned before, we're gonna be reading some of you guys' thoughts in the chat right here once again. So alright, so what's going on? I see what you guys are saying right now in chat. But also, shout out to Lampa Yoshi Fan, NNS Super Shadow, Cosmic Yoshi. We also have Bruno and Team Sander in the chat. So, shout out to everybody that's been tuning in with us right here for this this episode of the show here. Alright, so let's see what you guys are saying here. Let's see, NNS Super Shadow says, if the board matches the bong star, then it's confirmed, lol. I mean, once again, we don't even know yet, but at this point, yeah, definitely is confirmed. Said about the on the box arts, we're pretty much blurred out in that trailer for NSL. I mean, like I said before, that's probably like as a more recent. That's probably like the second time Nintendo's leaked something out like that. Because it still reminds me of the time when during the Switch Shooter Direct when they were basically showing like all those games like and like a sizzle reel, and then like Yoshi's Woolly World was up there actually. When obviously we do not have a Switch version of Yoshi's Woolly World yet, and Nintendo pretty much leaked that out. Looks like that was pretty much the same thing here with this NSO stuff for N64. Let's see, I'm surprised that DK Bonanza would have been a Switch 1 game. Same here, honestly. I mean, like I already mentioned before, I'm just already thinking about it right now. If DK Bonanza was a Switch 1 game, then it would have obviously ran at like 10 to 15 frames per second because of all the destructible environments that are just like going absolutely insane in DK Bonanza. So yeah, that would have been a lot of frame rate dips with it if it actually was on the Switch 1. Let's see, I'll be surprised for a Shadow spin-off movie / show, though I'm still hoping for a remake or a port of the game. I mean, time will definitely tell, though. Time will definitely tell to see what happens if we actually end up doing again a Shadow the Hedgehog either movie or spin-off. Even right before the fourth Sonic movie that's supposed to release in 2027. I still can't believe we gotta wait that long just for the fourth Sonic movie. Not until 2027. That's crazy. Alright, let's see. Trying to see if I have any more comments right here. Because if we don't, then I think we'll just go and wrap it up right here for the stream. Because even in a few minutes, we're gonna be going live. We gotta be signing off here pretty soon so that we can go ahead and get set up for the next stream we're gonna be doing after this one. Doing the next episode of our Mario Kart World Unlocking Every Character Outfit series. Which I still highly recommend. You guys, if we do come back for that here in about, I would say 10 or 15 minutes, as of right now, when we go live for that stream once again here. Let's see, I never had game vouchers. Yeah, same here, honestly, like, I never really owned any game vouchers either. And especially ever since Nintendo first launched those things. I still not even used them ever since then. I mean, it's cool for what it is, though. You know, getting like discounts on like certain Switch 1 games. But, yeah, like I said, unfortunately, I never really owned them, honestly. I mean, they were cool to have. I mean, they were cool to have, though, but just to wrap it up, I got nothing else to say because I don't know. Okay, why does that remind me of that one time during the Game Awards? Like, I can't remember what it was. I still can't remember which one it was. It was basically like the voice actor for Kratos. He was on stage and then he was doing that speech for such a long time, and we were just all like, "Just end it already! You're going on for way too long. You gotta end it right now." Like I still remember that. We even streamed that one Game Awards where the Kratos voice actor was up there on stage when someone in our Discord chat was saying that as well. That's what that comment reminded me of right there. Alright, but yeah, I think we're just gonna go and wrap it up right now for this episode of Nintendo News Roundup. So overall, what did you guys think about all the different news topics we discussed throughout the show here? If you guys still have any more thoughts about this, still keep letting me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I would still love to hear you guys' thoughts about everything that we discussed and mentioned during today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup. But anyways, with that, that's overall going to do it for today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of the show, and thanks everybody for coming by for the stream once again to discuss these different news topics that happened throughout the week. And if you overall enjoyed this episode of Nintendo News Roundup, and want to keep up to date on more upcoming episodes of the show in the future, make sure you guys, as always, give the stream a thumbs up on your way out. And also subscribe to the channel and make sure you guys turn on all notifications. So now I'm sending more upcoming episodes of Nintendo News Roundup every single Friday. And also keep up to date on more upcoming Nintendo and Nintendo Switch 2 content next in the near future. But anyways, with that, that is overall going to do it for me here for a boy Nintendo Logan. And I'm going to be starting off with the stream. And I will see you guys, of course, in the next one here in about 10 or 15 minutes here. So, peace out. Love you guys. God bless. Have a great day. Watch the one-ups. Be blessed. And we'll see you guys here in the next stream in about a few minutes. So, we'll hope to see you guys then. And may God bless you. And we'll see you in a few minutes. And God bless. What's up, Joy-Con gang? I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you guys want to see up to date on more upcoming videos in the near future on the channel, make sure you guys click that subscribe button to be a part of our amazing Joy-Con gang community. Plus, also, be sure to enable that notification bell to all to be notified and not miss a single new upload on this channel every single week. And if you all also want to stay up to date on more upcoming events for this channel and even see some exclusive behind the scenes stuff as well, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at NintendoLoganYT for exclusive posts you will not see anywhere else on this channel in the future, from posting my amiibos or whatever kind of stuff you guys want to see on my Instagram, and especially in the near future, maybe do some like live Instagram hangouts with you guys as well. And lastly, if you all enjoy all the moments that we have on the channel as well, make sure you guys consider checking out our Nintendo Lonely Clips channel as well, which is pretty much our second YouTube channel, when we upload new clips on there every Monday and Wednesday, where you can check out all of our past funny and epic moments that I bet you guys will definitely enjoy for sure there, because we got a lot of funny clips on there once again. And of course, if you guys do none of that, as I was saying, one person very in particular is going to be saying, what's wrong with you if you guys don't do none of that? And that's pretty much right to Beast May. He's going to be telling you what's wrong with you until you do all the stuff you guys see on the right side of me here. And I do promise you guys that. So, alright, but anyways guys, so that's going to do it for your boy Nintendo Logan here for this video. And I'm going to be signing off for this video once again. So, I will see you guys in the next video. And peace out. I love you guys. God bless. And have a great day, everybody. Peace out, Joy-Con gang.